So, hey, my YouTubers and everyone in the world. Today is June the 21st. The time is now 5:10 p.m., guys. It was a beautiful Friday all day. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so you can see more of me. Now, today's topic is going to be 10 important questions to ask before getting married. I know that a lot of times we want to get married to people because of their looks and, we feel like there's crazy chemistry. But before you actually walk down that aisle with your partner, there are certain very important questions that you definitely need to address because you want to know how your partner is thinking. How are they thinking now? How are they thinking in the future? And you want to see if it actually is perfect for you. So before you decide to actually walk down that aisle, I have 10 important questions that you need to ask your mate before you guys get married. Now, the first question that you want to ask before you get married is does your partner have empathy towards you and other people? I feel like it is important to know whether your partner does care about other people's feelings, including yours, other than himself or herself. If the person that you're marrying has empathy, then that lets you know that when you guys get into some type of disagreement or y'all just not getting along at that point in time, you know that person is not only thinking about themselves, they're thinking about you and your feelings as well. If your partner does not have empathy towards other people, eventually that will be the attitude that person gives towards you as well. So what I mean by that is if they don't care about other people's feelings, there's going to be a point in time where they stop caring about yours. So yes, you want a partner that does have empathy towards you and other people's feelings because it's not all about just one person. Now, the second important question that you want to ask before you decide to get married is how do you handle stress when something frustrates you? If you are with someone and you don't know how they deal with frustration or stress, it's not really smart for you to go marrying this person unless you know them inside and out. So you got to ask yourself, how does my partner deal with stress? Does my partner lash back out at me? Does my partner give me time to cool off? Does my partner, want to fight and argue about it and make the situation worse? How does this person deal with stress? Because when you get married, that's like a 24-hour job. It takes a lot to keep a marriage going, to keep it positive. It's a lot of work. Just relationships in general are a lot of work. So marriage, come on. Like, you got to know this person and how they deal with situations, because there's going to be times where you two are not going to get along. And that's perfectly normal because y'all are two different human beings. But the point is, you need to know how this person deals with stress and frustration, because there's going to be times where, you guys are going to get tested. And if that person is not down for you, then as soon as they feel that stress or they feel depressed or frustrated, they're going to walk right out. And you don't want that type of marriage. For all that, you can save yourself, the marriage and all that. You can save yourself from being put through any of that. Now, the third important question that you want to ask before you decide to get married, guys, is what is your relationship like with your family? I know that sometimes people just don't get along with their family members. They distance themselves and they start their life over. I understand that. But you want to find out what caused it to get to that point. Or if you're lucky enough, you might have a partner that actually does get along with their family members, and that shows that person may be ready to raise a family of their own. Now, if they don't get along with their family and they distance themselves and they're okay with being alone, then that might be a problem in the near future, because if you guys don't get along, this person is going to walk away, start their life over without you, and then you'll end up, with a couple children, raising them by yourself. So you definitely want to ask questions about the family and see how this person responds to it. Now, the fourth important question that you want to ask before you decide to get married is what values are most important to you if we decide to raise kids. Like, some parents raise their children with no manners, very disrespectful, out of line, always getting into trouble, and they're okay with that. Now, if you're not that type of person, you want to make sure that your spouse is on the same page with you as well when it comes to how you choose to raise your children. So at the end of the day, if you was raised with a lot of respect, you're humble, you're honest, you're kind to other people, you're just you. That's great, because that means that when you raise your children, you want them to have the same level of respect that you was raised with. But your spouse has to be on the same level as you when it comes to that. Like, it can't just be one parent saying, no, it's not okay for you to go out there and fight, and then it's another parent saying, no, I need you to go out there and fight and, defend yourself. Like, you guys have to be on the same page when it comes to parenting, because you don't want to confuse the child or make the child feel like, okay, if I do something wrong, I can run to mommy and daddy won't say anything, or whatever the case may be. So you guys have to have the same values of how you want to raise your children if you decide to have kids. Now, the fifth important question that you guys need to ask before getting married is, what are your partner's spiritual beliefs? Like, when I say what are your partner's spiritual beliefs, if you're Muslim and your partner is Christian or Jehovah's Witness, I feel like that those two don't mix. They just don't, because you guys believe in two different gods. You guys believe in two different things when it comes to religion. So you guys are gonna constantly go at it when it comes to, no, Jesus did this or this and that. And then what happens is, when you do decide to raise kids, if you are Christian and your spouse is Muslim, what is the child gonna be? You know what I'm saying? It causes confusion. So you guys have to make sure when it comes to religion that you are either on the same page, or maybe you both are atheists or whatever the case may be, because you just want to save yourself any unnecessary drama, and that's the way to do it. Now, the sixth question that you guys need to ask before getting married is, if you and I disagree, how should we handle this when it comes to heated moments? Like I said before, it's very important to know how your partner deals with stress, as well as it is important for your partner to know how you deal with stress. Now, when, if you got a partner that likes to fight, and then, the other partner is like, no, I don't want to fight, I don't want to argue, I just want to talk it out. Eventually that's going to become a problem, because you have one person who's hot-headed and the other one who's laid back. So the two are going to clash at some point in time. Maybe not in the beginning of the relationship or marriage, but when stuff starts happening, how does your partner deal with it? Is your partner ready to choke you out and you're like laid back just letting it happen? No. So you got to know how this person deals with stress and frustration, and if it's, to your liking and to your understanding, then go with it. But if you see how they respond now, by the time y'all get married, it can only get worse. So don't ignore the red signs. Now, the seventh thing that you definitely want to ask your partner before you guys decide to get married is, what are your career goals? Now, if you met this person and they already have career goals, they already on their path, working their way up to the top, then thumbs up. But if they are just like standing on the corner with a bunch of friends smoking and drinking all the time, I mean, why would you want to have a child with someone like that? Because this person obviously is not doing much for themselves. So what can they possibly do for you? So like I said before, you got to get in your partner's mind. What are your goals in life? What is it that you want to do, and how are you aiming to accomplish that goal or those goals? Yes, that is important to know. It's not just about looks when it comes to marriages and stuff like that. It has to be so much more to it. Now, question number 9 that you guys need to make sure you ask before you decide to get married is, do you want children? Now, if they already have children, they may or may not want more. Maybe one child or two children from a previous marriage was enough for them. Or maybe they want more. So you guys have to be on the same page with that. Okay, babe, if we have children, that's fine. If we don't, then as long as I have you, I'm good. So you guys have to sit down and talk about that. Do we want to build a family together, or should it just be us? Or maybe we can adopt a child, or it's so many different options. Question number 10, guys, that you want to make sure you ask before you get married is, what kind of wedding should we have? Should we have a big wedding and invite thousands of people? Should we have a small wedding and invite, hundreds of people? You got to talk about these things, because that costs money. Not saying that you're not worth it, but you guys have to be on the same page when it comes to that. So I hope that those 10 questions that I gave you guys to ask before you get married helps to open your eyes to the reality of what you're about to get yourself into. But if you guys want to see more videos like this from me, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And of course, visit my website at shoploveronline.com. Until next time, guys, peace.